February is a month for matters of the heart, and not just the feel-good holidays like Valentine's Day. Heart health is a real issue across the country and here at home. Cardiovascular disease, which includes heart disease and stroke, kills a person every 34 seconds in the U.S. That's more than 2,500 people every day across the country. It's the leading cause of death. Heart disease alone kills more than 15,000 people every year in Missouri and more than 10,000 in Kansas, which is why keeping an eye on your heart health is key.
Whether it's lifestyle changes, food choices, sleep advice, being checked for sleep apnea, and then for some, it's medications to manage some of the health factors.
The main message from doctors: heart disease doesn't always look the same, and paying attention to symptoms and making heart health a priority can save lives. February is American Heart Month, time the American Heart Association uses to shine a light on heart health and risks and how you can keep you and your family safe. Let's get to the heart of the matter with Dr. Michelle Du, cardiologist with Advent Health Shawnee Mission, and Kaylee Peterson, a heart disease survivor who is sharing her story for the first time. Thank you both for being here. Kaylee, first timers up, I want to start with you. You were diagnosed with a rare form of heart failure right after giving birth to your son. What happened?
I was 6 days postpartum. I was 36 years old at the time, and thought everything was great. We were having a wonderful day, and late afternoon, I couldn't catch my breath. I was suddenly sweating, I was hot, I was cold, I was shaking uncontrollably. My lips were turning blue, I was coughing and had cracking in my lungs, and it happened within minutes. This was back when COVID was still a thing and very real in our community. We thought maybe I had COVID. We thought maybe it was my hormones. Again, I was 6 days postpartum. My body felt weird. It felt different. I was a first-time mom. I didn't know what was going on. But as soon as I started to realize these symptoms feel very different than what I thought I would feel like, I knew it was time to get it looked at and see what was going on.
Right, and you're doing much better now, 4.5 years later.
Yeah, 4.5 years later.
Which is great to hear. Dr. Du, I know Kaylee's case is rare, but what can we learn from that?
We have to know that having a child is wonderful and it's exciting, but it's not without potential. And yes, there are a lot of symptoms that go with pregnancy: shortness of breath, sometimes your ankles swell, sometimes you have palpitations. And some of those can be associated with normal pregnancies until they're not normal pregnancies. And sometimes we see folks show up, within 6 days, even within a month, and their heart can be in failure. If you are feeling things like shortness of breath, palpitations, you're not losing a lot of the fluid, you need to talk to your provider, your doctor, and get in there, because when there's something going on, when your body is different, and your body's going to be different after having a child, you have to talk to us and let us know, because we've seen it and it's scary, and if we take care of it, we can take care of you, but can't ignore it.
Right. Well, and I think for non-pregnancy cases, there's a good lesson here too. If anything feels out of the ordinary, you need to have it checked. And so many people, especially moms and other parents, worry about their kids or their family. They're not really tuned into their health as much.
Absolutely.
Why is it important for you to share your story?
Sure, I feel like it's one of those things where you feel like that would never happen to me. I did have high blood pressure during my delivery, and outside of that, everything had gone beautifully. And 6 days later, my whole world turned. So I would just encourage women, pregnant or not, newly postpartum or not, to really listen to your body. Stay in tune with what you're feeling, even if your body does feel different, which it will, especially as a new mom. The swelling, the out of breath, when that starts to feel a little bit too much and a little too different, definitely go talk to your provider.
All right, important lesson. Kaylee Peterson, Dr. Michelle Du, thank you so much. Remember, as we said, February is American Heart Month. To learn more about it or to find a CPR course or just to get tips on healthier living, go online to heart.org. We'll be right back.